must be done down on the county farm. Sitting here behind the wall, I'm being treated just like a dog man who's won't go.
I thought that, if we were going to just can beer, that would be better than bottle because the can is a superior package. So the can keeps all light out, keeps all air out. Where a bottle, no matter how well you put a cap on a bottle, air is going to get in. Even if you have an oxy cap, it's going to help scrub the oxygen out, but air is going to get in and it's going to oxidize your beer. Bottles that are brown still let a little light in. Bottles that are white and green let light in. So there's the it's a better package approach to canning.
Yep.
The other part of it's the market. People perceive craft beer as a high quality product, and they perceive higher quality in glass because of the way the glass feels when you put it to your lips. If you put a can up to your lips, it's kind of got sharp edges. Even though the beer is more in better shape, it's well preserved in a can than in a bottle, people have that perception. And so when we looked at getting into cans, we got to look at the market, and with the perception of people leaning more towards bottles than cans, we went the bottle route first. It wasn't until we met with our distributor last year in a meeting, and I sat with them and I said, hey, I've got my competitors, Ballast Point, they're canning beer. I've got New Belgium canning beer, Sierra Nevada. I asked them, I said, how do you guys feel about cans? And my distributor's senior manager in the meeting looked at me and he said, Dan, I'm waiting for a craft brewer to get off their ass and put beer in an oil can. And I looked at him and I said, you mean like Foster's? He goes, yeah, like Foster's. And I went, wow, that's rad. We were intrigued. We left the meeting and we thought, here's something being suggested to us by our distributor. And it's kind of like give them what they're asking for. They're selling it, right?
Yeah.
And so we did it. But we decided to go bigger than Foster's. Foster's is a 25.4 ounce can. We went 32 ounces.
And you're really the first craft brewery to do that then?
First, we're the only
size
beer company in the United States in a 32 ounce can. For now.
Cool. And
the canning line's fully automated, so we're doing 180 cans a minute. You can do like 75 barrels in like 3 hours. So, and
wow.
You're just watching it if everything's running well. So that part's pretty awesome.
What are some of the other benefits of being in cans as opposed to bottles?
Besides like light, the seal's tighter on a can. It's metal on metal versus metal on glass. We can actually measure our seals here, so know how tight they are. So you're getting less oxygen into the can. And this machine they got, the DOs are super low on it. They got a higher end machine, and the faster we run it, the better it does. There's less time for air to get actually under the lid and into the can. Weight, packaging, like you can fit way more cans on a pallet than you can bottles. And then being in San Diego, there's so many more places to take cans than bottles.
Right.
You don't have to worry about broken glass. The pools, the golf courses, all that. Cans are more, the beaches are better there.
Yeah, so all around. I mean, and the packaging costs are lower overall.
Yeah,
right?
shipping's lower. Obviously, a lot of people are doing the pre-printed bottles, but there's no label. Ballast can't keep up. Our pubs are selling out of most of what we can do, and we've only been distributing with Stone like 3 weeks, and we can't keep up already. So.
All right. So tell me, what's the most exciting thing about canning?
Being able to take a 6-pack and throw it in your backpack.
But what about producing cans here? Like, what's better about that?
I just want to see the cans all over the United States. You can get it at Beverages and More, supermarkets. You can see it at Whole Foods. I mean, that opens up an avenue that kegs said you can't. So the cans will definitely open up a lot more opportunity for us to sell them.
Have you had a lot of folks asking for cans already?
Everybody asks for cans.
Nobody
cans are
wants
so cool.
Nobody wants growlers or bottles anymore.
There's nothing more cool than an IPA or a porter or a stout in a can. That's
true. That's talk to me a little bit about canning, how that's changed profile of the business, what you've seen in terms of trends for canning. Obviously, there are a bunch of other breweries in town. I mean, Oscar Blues has been canning for years. It seemed to take San Diegans a while to kind of catch on.
We've wanted to do it forever.
Yeah.
We haven't ever had. We're always selling out in our bottles, so it didn't really make sense to steal from the bottle side to just produce cans. But when we grew here, we kind of used to cut out a little corner. He got a good deal on a small canning line, and just thought,
Speaking of the
will
canning,
be the first.
for most people, it opens up venues that you weren't able to get into. Petco Park for us is huge as a venue to sell our cans. We've got the sport fishing industry here. We've got tons of golf courses, places where you can't have glass. The beaches, maybe not so much because it's been banned everywhere.
Right.
But yeah, the can is just a great package. You don't have to pack in and pack out all this glass when you go somewhere. now when I'm going on, taking beer anywhere I go, it's always cans because it's just carrying. I can carry 2 cases of cans out to my car, 2 cases of bottles.
Are you seeing that is it
For pack in, pack out type
is it replacing the growler to some extent? Will people come in and not grab growlers as much, or they'll do both?
Nothing has stolen sales from anything else. It's just a different purchasing
Totally different,
opportunity.
okay.
It's just a different package for a different purpose.
Do you think it's increasing the amount of beer that people are buying in a single? I mean, instead of coming in and just buying the 22 ounces, they're getting those and a 6-pack, or you think they're moving in
We've done
between?
any research on looking at it like that.
Yeah.
I haven't really analyzed it in that way. All I know is, and we haven't had to because it's all up.
Yeah.
So there's no problems to go in there and look for.
Okay.
Our biggest problem is trying to keep up with overall production.
Yeah, I'd say most of the people who are getting growlers are thinking this is the freshest possible beer. I'm getting it right from the tap, and I'm going to share it with my friends at the party. Versus the cans, it's like people at a grocery store picking up some cans to head out on a picnic or a trip or something like that.
Sit down on my knee. Well, I got so to tell you, baby, how you been.
The 32-ounce can is 2 full pints, which is the reason we went bigger than the Foster's can. So Foster's is 25.4 ounces. And actually, with craft brewers, the Bomber has been the most traditional large sample package for you to package it. In a 22-ounce bottle, if you share it with somebody, each of you only get 11 ounces. With these, you share it, you each get a full pint. It's 2 16-ounce glasses of beer.
The other obvious thing that you do with cans is you open up a whole new way for your consumers to use your beer in terms of sort of lifestyle, right? I mean, all of a sudden you can hike with cans, you can take cans into places where you can't with bottles or whatever. I know a lot of other companies that talk about sort of the difference between canning and bottling is that, cans is sort of closer to it embodies better the San Diego lifestyle, much the same way that the Colorado breweries were canning, early. What does the 32-ounce can say in terms of, it's not as much of a lifestyle thing, it's more about sharing.
It is, but it's also about safety, right? You break a 22-ounce bottle, you have glass everywhere. That's not safe. You break the can, it's no problem.
No problem.
Right? A lot of places because of what I just said, breakage.
Right.
You break it, then it's like, dangerous. A lot of pools. You can't go to a pool with bottles or jacuzzis. You can take this to a jacuzzi.
Makes you won't go when the dog get